Welcome to Broadstairs Life, where I speak with the people who make Broadstairs such a special place. Okay, welcome to Broadstairs Life, and today I'm sat with Gail. Now Gail, would you like us to tell us all about what you do with your organisation here in Broadstairs?
Okay, nice to meet you, Barry.
And you as well. Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm quite new to Broadstairs. I've been here sort of like probably about 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I took early retirement, so I've done quite a lot for charities. And I had a friend that was part of a group that's called BradARA, which is Broadstairs Activity for the Retired Association.
Mm-hmm.
So it's part of a bigger network. It's all over Kent. I think there's about 80 different sort of clubs within.
So it doesn't spread beyond Kent?
No, I don't think so.
Right.
So, but don't quote me on that, but I'm sure it's just Kent.
Yeah.
So the Broadstairs one came about 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was a break-off from another group it got too big. So it started off quite small. So the other group, which was called TARA, was met in the mornings once a month, but did all their activities from there, and then they started one in the afternoon.
Right.
But so we've grown to 480 members now.
In Broadstairs?
In Broadstairs, just our group, yeah.
And where do you meet? Where is your sort of your base?
Well, the monthly meetings are St Peter's Memorial Hall,
Mm-hmm.
and we meet on the first Tuesday of every month, and it's just from 10 till 12, but people come in early, 9:30, whatever. We have speakers, they have tea and coffee, they meet people, and then we sort of like sometimes have parties, but unfortunately, because the hall's not big enough, we have what we call social members and full members.
Right.
So if you're a full member, it's a whole £2 per month.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a social member, it's a whole £1 a month
whole
to be a member. So we run on a small committee, there's 9 of us.
Yeah.
We've all got our roles. And
what's your...
I'm chairperson.
You are the chairperson,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I was only supposed to be going in for 6 months because the chair, I think is a lady called Jo. She started up and she wanted a break. So so I was only going in for 6 months.
How long have you been there?
4.5 years.
It's a bit of a long 6 months.
It has, but
Yeah.
you know, there's such a wonderful crowd. I mean, retired, they've got so much energy, fantastic sense of humour.
And is it a cross section of the whole community here?
Well, it's mostly retired,
Yeah.
and you're mostly over 60s, right up to 80s.
But even within that grouping, it must be quite a diverse community as well. Of people
Absolutely.
from all different walks of life.
Absolutely, yeah. You know, and men, it's unusual because these groups like the WI, they're men allowed. So and it's quite nice when they lose a partner and they come in and they can mix. So throughout the month there is coffee mornings, walks. There's so all different card game groups that just meet up once a week. We do trips, 2 trips a year at the moment that go away for 5 days to a war nurse or something like that.
Really?
We tried abroad, but that was a bit scary when we lost a couple with dementia.
So
we got back. They just didn't turn up.
Still out there.
They didn't turn up for the bus, and that is a bit frightening when you've got so we don't do abroad anymore.
And is it also a good support network for people?
Absolutely. You know,
because that's important, isn't it?
Yeah, we don't necessarily set that up, but it is about friendship.
Yes.
And it is about, so these coffee mornings, they're everywhere, sort of we do an afternoon one now, for the people that don't like to get up early in the morning.
That's fair.
And people will come to us and say they want to, we've got a ukulele group, in fact we've got 2 ukulele groups now,
really?
And they'll go out and they come and they play in front of people, and they've started from nothing. And everything is on a budget. It's only £4 or £5 maximum, to join the group.
And who organises your ukulele?
So that would just be a member of the group or one of the committee that would that say, I really fancy doing ukulele, and so they would find a hall, they would find an instructor, so we would pay them from the BradARA,
Right.
And then the people that go to it pay into the BradARA.
Got you.
So if there's any losses and
Yeah.
things, we can pick that up.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
and that's grown massive. We're away to do bat and trap. So when somebody's got an idea or an interest, we've done dancing, we've done salsa dance, we've done.
And you get lots of people come with different ideas and say maybe we could do this or maybe we could do that.
And we've got a league for mini golf. You know, we do that. So so anything we say no to anything. So no to nothing, should I say? But you know, and we've got bus trips and we go to the theatre, so we get discounts, and so we always make it so it's easy for them to get there. So we always put on transport. So that's always included. You know, sometimes it's not too cheap. It could be £60 or £70, you know, because coaches, they're £1,000 to get a coach for a day nearly now. So it is, but we try to do something for everybody.
And do you feel that a group like yours is needed in this area?
I think it's needed everywhere. You know,
that's interesting.
Because it's lovely. You know, we had a gentleman that came along who lost his wife, and he couldn't even talk without crying. And now he's thriving, and he's gone along to the groups, and I don't know, I think he might have found a little lady there. I don't know, and he's 80. You know, so it's like that, and we get so many, and we'll say to them, "What do you want to hear about?" We have raffle every month at the meetings. We do a birthday, we do a draw. If it's your birthday, you get your name put in a draw, and we give you a birthday card with some money in it, you know,
that's
sort of
nice.
thing. So
and it makes everybody feel welcome, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
And part of the group.
Absolutely, because we all have to sing happy birthday.
Yeah.
But people do get upset if they don't win.
Oh, really?
Because it's only once a year.
So how did the group start? What's the history behind it?
Oh, I wish I knew that completely. So it did start quite a few years ago, and it was started off with one, and it was called Kentara.
Yeah.
So I think it was more Canterbury. I would hate to say it because I'm probably making it up.
Right.
But I know that it's growing. There is absolutely thousands of members all over. So there's Tara, which is the Thanet. There's Rara, which is Ramsgate. There's Cliftonville, which is Clara. So, you know, you can start off, if you hire a hall, but we pay a membership into Kentara, because obviously you need insurance, you know, everything like that. So, you know, it's all run, you know, above board, you know, so...
So do all the groups ever meet up together? Is there like a big annual sort of I mean, you need a big venue, though, wouldn't you?
would. I mean, what Kentara will do... I think Frank Stocks is the name of the big guy, and he would say, "I've got tickets for Canterbury Cathedral for the chorus. Who would like to come?" You know. So, and we would say, if one of the other groups haven't filled up a bus to go somewhere, a bus trip, we'd say to our members, "Anyone interested in going there?"
They can jump on board.
Yeah. And you can bring a guest. We charge a little bit more for a guest, you know, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And so we do intertwine, you know, in our monthly committee meetings. We always say working with other ARAs, you know, so we'd be invited along to the committee, or can two people.
So it's a
come
vice versa thing.
Absolutely.
It works both ways.
Yeah.
So what do you get from it personally? Being the chairperson.
I can't explain how much joy I get from it. Absolutely, seeing I got a sea of faces. You can tell I don't mind talking, but I've got I've got such a strong committee that do their own bits. We've got somebody that does all the trips. Yeah. We've got an amazing account. Well, she'll kill me calling her a treasurer. We've got a secretary that gets minutes shorthand. She does the minutes. They're out and about. You know, we've got our membership manager. So she has to deal every year with all the memberships coming in.
So it's a real team effort, isn't it?
Absolutely.
To keep it going.
Yeah. So the nice thing about it is we've got some of them volunteers, because there's coffees and teas to be made every month. We've got the volunteers that put the chairs out and put them away again, you know. So, and it was... Because we monitor people that come in, they tick in, so we know how many are coming. If somebody hasn't come for a couple of months, we've got a lady that will ring up and say, is everything all right? You know, sort of thing.
Yeah.
We send out cards to people we know.
So why did you choose the Memorial Hall at St Peter's? Is there a reasoning behind that?
Well, because the group before, it got too big,
Yeah.
they met there. And it's easy. It's on a bus route. It's on the loop gets there.
Yeah.
There is a bit of parking. They can park at the co-op and things
just
like
walk round
that.
the corner.
I mean, I have to say, I'll put my hands up. I've been trying to move it since I got there because we've got so many members now, and we've got a waiting list.
But it's finding a suitable venue, isn't it?
Yeah, and every time I find one, it's there's no parking or there's not a bus route and things like that. So.
So it's a balance, isn't it?
Yeah, and to be honest, people don't like change.
No.
A lot of them have been members for a while.
That's true. People don't like change.
Yeah.
Because they get used to that.
Yeah.
I know what
they
I'm
know
getting.
they're going. Yeah, and I think I'm getting older myself as well, and you do like a routine, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So I can understand it, but I will. It just seems a shame. I mean, we're going to try this year. We're going to try and do the Christmas party because we do invite the social members to join the party. So it's first come, first served.
Yeah.
So we charge a nominal amount, £2 or £3. But like the Easter one, we have a singer that's in there. Everyone got an Easter egg. There was thousands of prizes, sort of like hampers and things like that. Because it's amazing. We have got some good funds in there. We've got a charity part of it, but we're not a charity. We're not there to make money. It just so happens there is. So we always choose.
So you're
a
not
charity.
actually a registered charity?
Absolutely not. No.
Right.
And sort of like I tend to. That's part of I'm really interested in charities and helping groups that came through my Rotary days. It comes about helping groups that don't normally get money.
Yeah.
So I mean this year, so every year we run a charity dance. I like to call it a ball, but people think you've got to wear a dicky ball and a ball gown, so we change it to dance. So that
no, that's fair enough.
and it's always held at the pavilion. They're very good.
Which is a nice venue.
It's perfect in size.
Yeah.
It's always a sellout. Nearly every shop in the high street will give us something for the auction.
That's nice because you're linking in with Broadstairs, aren't you?
Absolutely. So I write a letter personally from myself. I go in, I give them the letter, and I'll say, please don't give me something. Give me a voucher. Even though you give me a voucher for £10, somebody might come in your shop and they'll spend £20.
Exactly. So it works both ways, doesn't it?
Yeah. So if there's any business out there, hairdressers or anything, if you want to give a voucher, it'd be lovely because we've got another charity ball dance in the 5th of September this year.
Yeah.
And we've picked a group. It's not even a charity. It's what they call a CIC, so not for profit.
Yeah.
And it's called Inspirational Creative. And it's just a husband and wife that started really small beginnings a long time ago. And it's actually, I found out, the Mayor's charity this year as well, even though they're not a charity. And they deal with a lot of people with learning disabilities, all disabilities, plus fully able people too, and they mix them together, and they might come from low-income families, so they don't charge them, and they do arty things with them, and all.
all of that is nice, isn't it?
Oh, they did a show just a month ago, and they had 34 scenes because had 34 people in it, and they all wanted a scene. They all had their idea, so and it was just. Incredible how it was pulled together, and there was blind there that were being led on with people. There was Downs. There were I can't.
It's a total inclusion.
Absolutely, yeah. So what the money from that we'll be able to give them, we'll be able to help them with props. Hire of a venue to do their shows.
See, that's nice, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's like it's touching. It's been able to touch something that other people might not go near. And last year we did there was a little group. I used to go into the Queen's Road Backwards Church, or I still do for lunch. Yeah, amazing little lunch.
That's the Gap, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gap project. Yeah.
And I saw these little Down syndrome babies going in with their mums into this little group. And I went in there, and it was just a bare room with a few mats round and toys. So I just said to the girl, is there anything you would like for here? And she says, oh yeah, we'd love a sensory tent and this, that and the other. So in the
That's
end,
really
we raised
nice.
about £4,000 for them to get whatever they wanted, you know, sort of thing.
4,000?
Yeah, and they weren't even a charity. They were just a group.
Just a group, but
You
you're
know.
helping the group.
Yeah, yeah. And we've done the disabled riding school. We bought a guide dog.
Yeah.
And again, that's not the focus of our group. It just so happens we've got funds there that we can make it. So that's where my joy comes. And them all laughing at the funny jokes that are done. We always have a joke to start the day off. And
I was going to say, how does your day, when you're together at the Memorial Hall, how does the day start and finish, and what happens in between the start and finish?
Okay, so we get there, I don't know, about 9:15, and the volunteers are there. Open up, they put out the table, you know, everyone's like sleek. They put the tables and chairs out in the exact order. The ladies go in the kitchen,
Yeah.
they get the kettle on, somebody will go around and get all, I insist on chocolate biscuits. I said, there's none of this.
Nothing wrong with chocolate biscuits?
Yeah, there's none of this rubbish biscuits. So, and a tea and coffee. And then out the back, we've got our team, we've got our treasurer and the event lady. And all laid out is all the trips about. So people can go up, they can pay cash if they want to. They get to put their name down. We've got even a monthly lunch club where causes havoc because they have a thing called a ruthless raffle.
Right.
So they've got raffle prizes, 6 or 7. Everyone gets one raffle ticket for free, and then we pull them out. Well, you might get this prize and you think this is great, but somebody else pulls a raffle ticket and they can take it away from you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
blimey.
it does cause a bit of trouble.
Oh, dear.
There is some cheating. Some people put it under the table, but we might. So that's all along one area. So they go in and they pay their bits,
Yeah.
and then they'll have a cup of coffee and they'll all sit and mingle. I can tell you, it's like being in a school hall. The noise, you know, so they love it. Everyone just chatting.
Chatter.
Yeah. So till about 10:30, and then we start the meeting officially, and I'll do the fire drills and everything, and then welcome everyone. We've got a guy that always tells a joke. It could be rude, it could be funny, it could be anything.
There has to be one.
There's got to be a joke.
Yeah.
So, and then we talk about all the events coming up and everything like that, and which only takes about 10-15 minutes. And then the speaker comes on.
Right.
So the speaker, we try to do a really varied mix, or sometimes a ukulele group will come along and play a few tunes. And then after that we do the raffle, and then we do a birthday raffle, where if it's your birthday we do that. And then by that time it's time for them to go, and it's nearly 12 o'clock.
But the nice thing is everybody's been together.
Yeah.
And have you noticed how you've had people who've joined, if then they become smaller groups who socialise, and you've got little groups of people who become little groups of friends and they meet?
Yes, definitely, yeah.
Whereas normally that might not have happened.
Absolutely not, no. And then the ones that don't feel like that, they've got the garden centre where they can just go and get a cup of coffee, at a certain time. So it is. We try to cater for what everybody feels comfortable with, because not a lot of people do. We do have a kind of buddy system if we know someone's new, because I'll always say, is the first time here? Because if people don't come a lot, we can then take someone off the waiting list.
And also, when people join something which is established and people know each other, it's quite hard just at that first step.
Intimidating, I would. Yeah, absolutely. When you walk into a hall with 120 people there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it is difficult.
Yeah.
But then you have some people who are so extrovert, they just come in and they just...
Well, they talk to anybody.
And they're in.
Yeah.
And you have other people a little bit... I know with my charity work, I have families that were very... I'm not sure. But everybody else welcomes people, don't they?
Yeah.
And brings them into your group.
Absolutely.
So to speak.
Yeah. I mean, it's growing and growing. I mean, people hear about us doing things, so that we've got a volunteer that's made us a brilliant Facebook page, where you can go in and you can have a look, but it's private, and until you're a member, you don't get access to that.
No, that's fair.
And that has brought in so many new members.
Really?
And as I said, we don't need the members, but we're happy to cater.
Yeah.
So whereas we put one coach to go to, so whether it's gardens, a theatre, you know, whatever. We sometimes go on little boat trips with your fish and chips there, you know, sort of thing.
Why not?
We're putting on 2 coachloads. You know, so so they're very active. Yeah. A lot, I would say.
So if somebody wants to join, how would they go about it? How do they find you?
If they just put in BradARA, you know, into a search engine somewhere, then it will come up. It's only BradARA. You know, so it's BradARA, BradARA. Yeah. So. Yeah, so and if they just put it in the section, it comes up, and then you just simply have to put your name and address in there, and then our membership secretary is like the wind, even though she's in hospital. Get well soon, Flick. She's had a new shoulder. Right. And and they'll get back to them. We send a membership form, and then they get sent everything. Wow. So even though you're what we call a social member, they've got the same chance of going on any of the trips, because they do sell out quite quickly.
Right, yeah.
You don't have to be a full member to get. So everybody. So Jan, who does a newsletter, which is every month, which is about 20 pages long with everything on there. You can read that on the Thursday.
There's a lot of information there.
There is a lot of activities, but she does categorise them, you know, so into pages. And I think most people, especially the social members, are only there for going on trips, and that's what they want, because it's easy. They meet locally, they get the coach there and back.
People, because the older you get, you don't. It sounds a bit strange. This you're not as sociable, or not sociable, but you're not out interacting as much as what you were when you were younger.
Absolutely, yeah.
So having an organisation like this brings people together who may never have ever met.
Absolutely, yeah, or never gone out, or never been to London to a theatre, because they won't get on a train and get across it. Yeah,
who've had all varieties of jobs, experiences, you know. And not everybody would have lived here.
Oh no, a lot of them haven't.
Have come in.
Yeah.
But so you've got that aspect as well, haven't you? Where they all now know Broadstairs and probably meet in Broadstairs and the coffee shops and everything else.
Yeah, and their interests bring interest into everybody, because they'll say, "Oh, can we have a chat about this?" You know. You know, we're going from crop circles. We're going for. Actually, do you know what? I was very sceptical when he came, and I told him as well.
Really?
I says, "Oh, I don't really believe this." Oh, I believed it at the end of it.
Really? Oh wow!
And then we had another gentleman. He was amazing. He had a pack of cards, and he had a name of a movie star, the Queen, you know, sort of thing. And then, so he'd go around and you picked a card and you said the name of it, and he had a story, because he put on the pack of cards everyone he'd met, and he told a story about everyone, you know, from the Queen to Mick Jagger to Rod Stewart to, you know, sort of like, and it was amazing. So he would just stand there talking about all these celebrities.
Where do you get your speakers from?
Well, various. I sometimes go places and you hear them. But actually Kantara has got a list of all the different speakers. You know, some are better than others, some won't be coming back. But we have found that lately just getting a singer in, and they just dance from the moment that guy. And we were laughing at the last one, the Easter party. They were all up dancing, and I'm going, well, look how young we are, but we're dancing at 10 a.m. instead of 10 p.m.
Nearly all in bed at 10.
Exactly. Or go for a nap at midnight, midday at 12 o'clock, you know. So
no, that's right.
Yeah. So.
Wow. I mean, it sounds brilliant.
Absolutely.
It sounds absolutely brilliant.
And you're never too old and you're never too young, but you've got to be over 55.
Yeah, that's
so that's
enough.
it, you know. So
which is young.
But you could be working, because there's lots of things that are out with that. So, but we welcome anyone.
Do you find it's nice that you've linked in with lots of community projects down here as well, and charities?
Oh, myself personally, I love it. I've got quite a big network. When I came down, I went straight into Rotary, and then I run quizzes. So and I do have a little bit of goal to go into a shop and say, can I have this, can I have that, you know.
If you don't ask, you
don't get. But I try
Yeah.
to make it that they get something back from it, because I mean they struggle enough as it is without because they must get inundated by. But I always follow up with a letter, thanking them, telling them how much we've done.
Which is
so I do
important.
about 60 letters that go out, and
wow.
they'll get replied.
Wow.
So so I just any ideas. I'm quite.
So
happy
where's
to
your
do.
next? Where's your next event? Where are you all going to next?
They're all going to Warner's.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is where I need my committee here, because Janet, who does all these things, she'll be able to tell you straight off. But I'm taking a group up to Lord of the Dance in October.
What, the
in
Michael
London.
Flatley?
Yeah. So they've got the Century or something, not Century, but they've got a special event. So I'm doing that. They've just come back from Paddington.
Oh. Did you go?
No, I'm going with a different group, because
Fantastic.
I've heard it's
Fantastic.
So I'm quite excited about that. So there's and then of course we've got our mini golf challenge at Lilliput golf course. So that is very competitive. So we got like a trophy. And we've got, prizes and booby prizes, and
but that's what it's
we
all
try
about,
to make it
isn't
fun.
it?
It's like we're like a load of big children having fun. I think that's what we look at it. So and we've just been given the King's is it an MBE? So this is the ARAs. So I haven't got my badge here. They're in there. So all the committee have got their badge. So we've got the equivalent of an MBE. So from King Charles. So but that
very nice.
That was through Cantar. So the governing body of our group.
Yeah.
So we all had to put in what we do as a organisation.
Does he present it?
Well, we're hoping to go to a garden party at some point, but I don't think we will.
Oh.
That's one of my dreams, to go to a garden party at Buckingham Palace.
You never know.
Yeah, so, but it's just going from strength to strength, and I think the youth ray is quite similar, I think. And I can't tell you really why we've taken off, but I think we've just got it right to make it easy for people to do things.
And it sounds that way, because I think the older we get, sometimes we do need something else, don't we?
Yeah.
And you need another place where you can focus and you can go to and you can meet. And that sounds exactly what you're doing. And from what you said, it works.
It does, and it's not all line. We don't have credit cards sort of thing. But you can pay online if you want to, or you can come in and just pay cash.
Yeah.
In the halls.
Oh, it's lovely.
So it's.
So if anybody's out there, what would you say to them to encourage them to come and join the group?
To encourage, if you're lonely, you want to do something outside your comfort zone. If you have got ideas that you want to put in fruition, I'll give an example. So I used to go along to a little table tennis group on a Monday afternoon, and they said they were going to fold because they couldn't make enough money to pay for the hall. That's quite expensive for the hall, and there's only 2 tables. So I had a word with my treasurer. I said, "Shall we take this on?" Sort of thing. So we can take the deficit for a while, which gives you a chance then to build up.
Of course, then you build on that, don't you?
Yeah. So someone said they wanted to do. Is it Castasha? No. There's a card game. I'd never even heard of it. So we put out there, does anyone want to do this? Yeah, please. So they just meet in a pub, the Red Lion, we speak to them, is it all right if we come and sit here, if we buy coffees and that? So that's how, instant we can do it.
It's really interesting you saying that, because so many of our pubs and other places, they encourage groups in. The Magnet, they've got the...
Oh, I know.
They've got the knitting ladies and men, and there's so many different things that go on. The old Curiosity. Yeah. They have so much going on in there. Yeah. Mike Bridges, he's got all his stuff going on. He's all over the place and everywhere.
Exactly.
So everybody who's running something here is not just doing their own thing, they're incorporating others.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's really nice.
I think Broadstairs as a community is just fabulous. I know when I came down from Swindon, you know, when you're walking along the high street in Swindon, you walk with your head down. Down here, it was hello, 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 hello. I mean, sometimes it takes me half an hour just to walk from here into town because, like, you just stop and meet everybody.
Stop and chat. That's what happened to me today.
Yeah.
So, that's why I was a bit late.
Yeah.
But it is. It's lovely. But it's been fascinating listening and learning about your organisation. I just wish you well. Yeah. And if anybody wants to join, just stop Gail in the street if you see her, or send her an email, or whichever way. But you would encourage more people to join.
And if there's anyone there that's got a little group that's running that needs some help, you know, as I said, that's not what we're there for, but we do have some funds, and I'm always happy to help, you know, sort of thing.
No, that's brilliant.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the opportunity to say this.
And thank you. It's been absolutely fascinating. And it's nice to hear of another local organisation that not only helps its members but helps other people.
Yes.
And that is so important.
Yeah.
And I used to have an analogy when I was doing the charity work. If one person says thank you, you've done your job.
Absolutely.
You don't need lots of thank yous.
No.
One is enough.
Yeah. For me, it's 120 people laughing, you know, sort of having a dance and having fun, you know, sort of, or the 400 people that all go on things. So,
No, you summed it up.
Yes.
There you go. Well, listen, thank you again.
And thank you for inviting me.
No, thank you. It was brilliant. Thank you. Thank you for listening to Broadstairs Life today. You can follow us on various social media platforms and also podcast platforms. Thank you again.